SuperTalk TV, and you'll see I am not alone today in the studio. I've got a good friend who's up to some good things. Miss Ashley Smith, she's the Executive Director for the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence of Central Mississippi. They have been focusing on recovery for over 70 years as a nationwide within our state. And September marks, I guess I should say, Recovery Month. So they've got lots of good awareness and events up for us to talk about. So welcome, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I know you haven't been, and what's y'all's, how do you shorten it? I know you don't say National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence every time you introduce yourself. So what's like the short way that you introduce your organization?
Sure, NCADD.
NCADD, I should have known that. So NCADD, obviously you haven't been there for 70 years, but tell us a little bit about its history here in Mississippi and what y'all do on a daily basis.
Sure. As you said, we've been around over 70 years. We are housed in Ridgeland, Mississippi, and we were founded by Marty Mann. And we provide services, initially what began as a focus in the central Mississippi area has progressed to statewide services, so we're very excited about that. We stand firm on 3 pillars, and those pillars are prevention, treatment, and recovery.
Preventment, treatment, and recovery. Obviously, the prevention part is key. That's how do you guys sort of look at the prevention piece of alcohol and drugs?
Sure. So we provide services to schools, to adolescents, educators, professionals across the state of Mississippi, where we primarily focus on education and awareness. So providing them the tools and resources to be successful. If we can give them the facts to help guide positive behavior, to be able to cope, to respond, to seek support, that's what we want to do.
How soon should we be talking to our kids about drugs and alcohol? Now, today?
Yes. I think my facial expression said it all.
It's not a trick question, but the sooner the better for prevention, correct?
Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the second piece you said was treatment.
Yes.
And do you guys at NCADD actually do the treatment, or is it more facilitating individuals who find themselves in need of treatment to find the right fit?
Correct. So I like to think of us as a liaison, if you will. And so one of the things that we do provide is an initial free assessment. And so this is a subtle screening that we can provide to individuals. If they're under the age of 18, we can do so with their parents' permission. And of course, if they're over 18, what an individual can do is stop by our office during the hours of operation or schedule an appointment. And this subtle screening allows an individual to know whether they have a low or high probability to substance use disorder.
So when you're thinking about kids, it's almost thinking, well, if that's in your family history, it might be helpful just to already kind of know where your teenager may lie on that, or just sort of in terms of thinking through prevention or just being mindful. I think, not having your head stuck in the sand as a parent, I think is what I try to think about.
For sure. Genetics plays a huge part in this disease as well. And so like you said, if you know that there's family history there, we're not clinicians. However, again, with that subtle screening, if you have self-evaluated and there is some concern there as to whether you're battling substance use disorder, again, that initial assessment is free, and we'll be happy to provide those services. And if you have a youth who you would like to receive that free initial assessment, we can do that as well.
That also brings up in my mind how many parents try to shelter, which there is a fine line from that. Some other family members, substance abuse, and obviously there's age appropriateness but I think there needs to be more transparency, especially as kids get into teenage, that genetics does play a factor and can be talked about. How you could wind up like Uncle Joe, Aunt Susie, Grandma, whatever it may be. Because it's, you should be more careful. I think more about genetics should be talked about in the sense like breaking that stigma to stop the next generation from just sort of falling in those tracks if they decide to experiment in their younger years.
Yes, and that's a part of the awareness piece. Our belief is that substance use disorder is a disease, a treatable disease of the brain, and it is not a moral failing. And so we want our community members, individuals, and families to be educated so that we can destigmatize this disorder as being associated with a person's behavior. No one just wakes up and say, "Hey, I want
I want to be a junkie today."
To be to experience the substance use disorder.
So that leads us to the third pillar of NCADD, and that is recovery, which is, I think, so exciting for September celebrating. We celebrate recovery in all kinds of ways here on Good Things, because I think there is and you need to raise awareness about the problem and then about treatments, but also you need to show folks hope and that recovery is possible. It's absolutely possible, and it should be celebrated as something that's not only attainable, but that it's remarkable for someone to have the courage to walk in recovery every day. And so as September Recovery Month, you guys are having a wonderful event. So tell us about the event.
Sure. Before doing so, I do want to let everyone know for the recovery pillar, we have an in-house bookstore where we offer tools and resources for individuals who are on their recovery journey. So we have everything from motivational books to books that are evidence-based. If you are the adult child of a person with substance use disorder, there are workbooks and support material there for you as well. We also have cards to celebrate sobriety, gifts, you name it. Those resources are there. And again, referrals play a big part in the recovery piece as well. We make sure that if an individual seeks recovery, that we are able to refer them based on their individual needs.
Which is always important. But this work isn't free. And you guys are a nonprofit, Up to Good Stuff's now statewide, so it does take funds. And I say that because it's just the truth. And so an easy way to do that is come out and have a good time at one of your events and be able to support all the good work you're doing.
Yes, so we're so excited. So on next Thursday, September the 14th, we are hosting our annual celebration, A Night of Honor. And so that will take place at Fairview Inn. Kickoff is at 6:00 p.m. Our keynote speaker is David, bestseller book author David McGee.
Who's been a guest here on Good Things.
Oh, yay. So you're familiar with him. So we're excited to have him. And then our Bronze Key recipient this year, which is an award that we give out to those individuals in the community who are advocates for the work that we do and have gone over and beyond. So Mr. Victor Griffith, who is an employee of Harbor House, one of the local chemical dependency treatment centers, and he's been a part of their team for over 20 years, and we're so excited about honoring him as well.
And how do we get tickets?
So online ticket sales have ended. However, if anyone is interested in purchasing tickets, you can stop by at our office located at 875 North Park Drive, Suite 600, and we will be happy to assist you. So individual tickets are $50, couples, they are $85.
And if we just are more interested in your services, how can we get in touch with you guys? Maybe getting you out to a school or to a kids group or whatever it may be. How do we do that?
Sure. So you can visit our website. It is www.NCADDMS.org. And if you click on the tab that says ways to support there, you can learn more about volunteer opportunities, how to donate, as well as any upcoming events that we may have.
Which all good stuff. We had someone text in. Ashley said, "Loving this topic." And they'll be 5 years clean coming up Thursday from pills. You can beat addiction if you just got to want it, but you also have to have the support system, and you guys can help provide that.
Yes.
So congratulations!
Yes, congratulations! Happy sobriety birthday, early sobriety birthday. And that is, this recovery is a holistic approach. And so it's not just about the individual seeking recovery, but it also, it's important to have that family and friend support system on the recovery
and knowing
journey.
What resources are out there for you. Yes. And the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence of Central Mississippi can be there for you. Thank you for your time, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you guys stick with us. We got